the Knitting Samurai and Her Guys video podcast. I'm your host, Steph, also known as the Knitting Samurai, and this is episode 139, all Anders, all the time. Can you guess what I've been knitting quite a bit of lately? How have you been? It is Friday, October 2nd, I think. Sorry, I missed recording at the end of the month of September. I try to do 3 podcast episodes a month, and yeah, I looked at the date on the 30th and said, oh, shoot. So I'm a few days late getting this to you. I'll make it up to you. Don't worry. So, yeah, it's been a busy week or so, a little more than a week since we last spoke. And it's in the low 40s outside, windy, rainy, disgusting today. So as much as I would love to sit outside and record with you, my hands would be little icicles and I couldn't do it. So we're inside. And I just said goodbye to one of my coworkers, and I don't know, goodbyes are hard. They're very hard. So I'm trying to perk myself back up and get back to being bubbly, happy Stephanie, but right now I'm just feeling like, oh. You know, it's one of those things where, yeah, sure, I'm still gonna see her around and we'll go out for drinks every now and then and maybe watch Game of Thrones together, but it's not the same as getting up from my desk, walking 2 seats and talking to her and just, you know, having her as my partner in crime, kind of. So it's going to be different. But yes, the other thing about work, we had a baby shower today. I put some pictures up on Instagram. I gave Suzanne the Anders sweater I knit for her, and she instantly opened it and said, oh, pictures! And I said, Christmas pictures? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, that's what I had in mind when I knit this sweater for you. And everyone was laughing. It was like, you better take baby pictures of your bundle in front of the tree with his Anders sweater on for me so I can see how cute he looks in it. But it was very funny and we had a great time, and yay, babies. I love babies. So much fun. So let's talk about knitting, shall we? Because this is a knitting podcast, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm currently working on, what is new. I did make a trip to Webb's, and what's up and coming, and give you a Mission 2015 update. So grab your knitting, sit on down, let's do this. So the first sweater is that I'm knitting. So I'm knitting sweaters for each of my 2 sons. Tristan's 15 months and a terror. I shouldn't say that. He's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I swear. One day he is the sweetest, cutest, funniest little guy you ever saw, and the next day it is just screaming. And I really do blame these 2, the last ones to come in. 2 teeth he has coming in. You could see them, they're all red and puffy, and so I think they make a move and then they stop, and they make a move and then they stop, and they haven't broken through. Their top counterparts have, but oh, those teeth. Anyways, all that to say that Tristan is a rather large 15-month-old, almost 16-month-old little guy, and I am knitting him an Anders sweater as well. So the Anders pattern is by Soren Pear, and it is a great little colorwork sweater that looks completely adorable. It's a Henley styling. You've seen this. If you've been watching the show, you're like, enough with the Anders. I can't stop. I'm completely addicted. I really am. And I mean, so frogging back multiple sleeves on this. The other one, I have been knitting on Roland's, the navy blue version, for a week, and I haven't got back up to where I was when I had to frog it last time. But I'm not mad at the pattern, and I'm loving it, and it's this perfect balance for me right now. So I am using Callback Base, or Leading Men Fiber Arts Callback, in the Orchard Slopes and Nude Seam colorways. And since we last sat together, I finished both sleeves. So there they are. I love the little colorwork down on the cuffs. So both sleeves, and I did stripe in, and the camera could sometimes make things look quite different than they look in real life, but I did have to alternate a second skein of Orchard Slope, not the same dye lot. The second skein had more of a orange hue to it, so I tried to work it in as much as I could. One sleeve is they're fine. They look fine anyways under this light to me. this sleeve I knit to here before I started, and so I can see where the line is. This sleeve, I immediately started striping in both skeins about up here, and it's much less noticeable to me. And then I finished the cuff with the other one. So this is how much I have left of my first skein. And I'm working the color work chart now, which will end up with the trees in it. I bet I have enough. I'm shocked at how slowly this is dwindling down while I'm working on the body of the sweater. Like when you think about a round on a body, it should eat up more yarn than it is, but it's also, I mean, I'm in the white is now, or the nude color is now the primary yarn on every row. So I actually might be able to squeeze out the rest of the sweater. I think I have 10 rows of color work to go with this, and I bet it's 10 grams, 12 grams. Like it could happen, who knows? But the way the trees are constructed, there are rows where it goes in. So yeah, I have a plan in my head of how I will stripe in the other color if I need to, the other skein if I need to. But so far so good. I love it. I think it's a beautiful sweater, and I can't wait to see Tristan in it. And the callback base is just so squishy. I cannot say enough good things about it. That I would give that base a 10. It's amazing. It's so soft in my hands, and they do a great job dyeing it. So add that to my list of things I'm addicted to. So that's the one for Tristan. I am trying to get both of these sweaters done in time for Rhinebeck, and I'll tell you right now, Knitting Samurai and her tribe are going to be there. So at this point, it's my four guys, or the four of us, my husband and the two boys. My parents are coming, and Steve's aunt and uncle are probably coming with us as well. So we are just going to be a big group. So I make no promises about doing meetups and fighting my way through crowds. I think we'll be going more to enjoy artichoke and and the foliage, and I might break off from them and go do, hit Babs or something. But if you see me, please come up and say hi. I am a little shy in person, but I would love to meet you or just connect, even if we've met before, So if you see me, come over. Please don't feel like you're intruding. I would love to say hi and share whatever it is we bought. Share our excitement at being at the world's greatest yarn festival, if you ask me. I've never been to Maryland Sheep and Wool, so maybe I'm not a good source. But anyways, okay, so my goal is to get these two sweaters done in time for that. So this is Roland's, which I'm knitting in worsted weight. I'm using the measurements of the flax pattern by Tin Can Knits, and then using the color work chart basically of the Anders on this, so that the boys will have matching-ish sweaters. And again, I'm loving knitting this. My keys are in this bag, sorry for the jingle. So I knit it, and last Friday I had a couple hours at the end of the day before I had to pick up the boys, so I just went and sat quietly, and are you kidding me? And I knit, and I was doing great. And these are two skeins of Leading Men Fiber Arts Dramaturg in the Drama Queens. What's the name of it? Dramaturg and Queens of the Deep Sea is the name of the colorway. It's a really gorgeous navy blue, like royal navy blue. So I knit. I went home that night. Steve went to bed early. I watched something. What did I watch? Watched a movie. I stayed up way too late. I was having a great time knitting. Okay, phew. And I was further along than this. I was 6 or 7 inches into the body of the sweater, broken up the arms, just going and stocking it. So much fun. That's part of the reason why I'm enjoying knitting this so much. And I was measured across the chest, and I needed a 28 inch, which is what I thought I was knitting, and gauge is awful, and I hate it. And it was really going to be a 24, 25 inch chest, which that's like, I had measured one of his sweatshirts. I knew what I wanted for a fit on him, and it was just going to be too tight. He wasn't going to wear it very long. He'd wear it twice, and then it would go into the hold for Tristan pile. So I frogged, and I frogged, and I frogged, and I frogged. And the other thing I had done was, which should have flagged me that it was wrong anyways. As I was doing the raglan increases, I had the right number of stitches a good 2 inches before I was supposed to set aside, like my raglan depth was right. I mean, Tin Can Knits is free, so it was supposed to be 7 inches on your raglan seam, and at 5 inches I had all the stitches I needed, so it was like, no, I gotta go longer. So I should have known at that point it was off. The more sweaters you knit, the more you know. So, yeah, and you can see I have about 10 more loops to knit, and then I'll be back to where I was last Saturday morning when I said, oh no, this is off, and started frogging. So I corrected the raglan increases to the right length, and yeah, the sleeves, I monkeyed with that a little bit, but they're gonna be perfect. I'm loving knitting it. I did get a new set of, what are these? Knitter's Pride Platina? I don't know. I shouldn't even try. But I got a new set of 6s and 8s because that's what I'm using to knit this sweater. And 8s for the color work. And yeah, the second color is going to be the nude scene as well. So that's I think all I have to say about that. I am loving these so much that when we went to Webb's, I bought another skein of sport weight yarn so I could make another baby gift. I mean, that was such a hit at that shower. That might be what I do for office baby gifts, just because I really like knitting it and I like a good reaction. So, but I'm also thinking maybe I want an Anders of my own. Just, I don't know. We'll see. But that's what's going on with me and my knitting. So, what's new? So let's see. I need to share with you what Emily is working on. So she is AK Millie on Ravelry. I'll put her name right here. If you would like to donate some yarn, worsted weight, acrylic or wool yarn, or size 7, 8, 9, 10 needles, or she didn't say it, but I thought it, project bags, because she's collecting these items. She's doing her clinical internship in some sort of counseling, and she's teaching knitting to people to help them bring mindfulness and self-peace. And I think she said 10 to 15 people are in her group that she'll be teaching. And so she's just looking for some donations of any unloved products, any unloved items. So if you have those things and you would like to share them with Emily, I always do that with Emily. You can reach out to her over on Ravelry, and I'm sure she'll be very grateful for anything you can share with her. I sent her a bunch of project packs and some needles, so I was happy to share some wooden needles that I no longer use. So, and we talked about Rhinebacks. What else? Let's talk about this. So Webb's. So we went to Webb's. We were in Western Mass for a birthday party for Steve's nephew. He's turning 7. So we were down there and we were within 15 minutes of Webb's, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't be that close. I could smell it. It was like, ooh, let me get there. So we made the detour. Roland and I went in together while Tristan slept in the car with Steve. Steve didn't sleep, but he sat with Tris while he was sleeping. And we did a speed shop. I think we did the whole store in 30 minutes, and he carried the basket. I took some footage. I don't know if it's worth it or not. So you might see
No,
Roland
I don't
here.
want that blue one. Can you put it back?
I just want blue ones.
You just want blue ones? I think that's what you're getting there, blue ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, he carried the basket, and all he wanted was for me to buy him blue yarn for a sweater. And he kept running around in the warehouse section of the store, grabbing blue yarns and throwing them in our basket. And I was like, no, buddy, no. So I convinced him that I would knit him a blue sweater, and it would be some sort of gradient color work, I don't know, whatever, but this is Northampton, Valley Yarns Northampton. It's a, oh really? Oh, 70 merino, 20% baby alpaca, 10% silk. For a child, I'm not sure about that one. I'll have to rethink that. But I just grabbed all those shades of blue plus 2 of the teal because I like teal. So he was so cute. He was so excited. Yeah, blue sweater, blue sweater, blue sweater. It's like, honey, I'm knitting you a blue sweater right now, which he fully knows about. And then I picked up this skein of Louette Gems Sport Weight. I've knit with this before. It's a very high twist. I think it's a 2-ply yarn. I really like it. One of my favorite hats I have is like an artichoke green color, and it's knit with this yarn. And so I thought this would be another great Anders sweater because everything I see is through Anders colored lenses. And then I showed quite a bit of restraint, let me tell you. The other thing I purchased, because it was crazy on sale, is some Liberty wool. I've never knit with this, Classic Elite, 100% washable wool. And I grabbed my phone and looked it up. Thank goodness for Ravelry. It makes everything so much easier. So looked at some people's project pages and saw that it was a self-striping yarn. So I made sure I grabbed 4 of the same dye lot, and I just thought, oh, that'll be pretty. Also for a baby sweater or some such thing. So it's a worsted weight. So 4 skeins, 122 yards each, so 500 yards. That'll be great. Great. Hey, you know, I chipped a tooth this week. It's actually not a tooth. I broke a massive filling, I broke a massive filling, and the day before, Roland chipped one of his, it's the second one over from the center. Yeah, on a friend's head at school. I don't know what the 2 of them were doing. No one saw them do it, but it was like, what's going on with our teeth in this house that we're all like breaking and emergency trips to dentists? So Ro is fine. The dentist said I can put a filling in it, but it's just gonna wear down and fall out in a couple years. And honestly, it's not that big a deal. At first, I was upset that my perfect little angel was not perfect, but he's really not perfect, so I shouldn't think that. Oh gosh. Yeah, so it didn't do anything for him, and for me, I'm gonna have to have a crown put in. So he just smoothed it out, and I go back in a couple weeks to get fitted for the crown and do all that stuff. So good news, no root canal needed, so that's great. That's great. Because you needed to know that, I don't know why. I think I'm gonna knit a little bit. I think I'm gonna knit just a smidge while I talk to you about the Mission 2015. So, knit 12 pairs of socks. Yeah, you know I took a break from that. I got through 7, and I'm kind of really into knitting sweaters. And I'd rather knit my boys' sweaters than knit a bunch of socks that I don't need. So, that's kind of on hold for now, even though I have tons of gorgeous sock yarn, and I love self-striping yarn, but I want to knit some baby knits. Child knits. I guess I don't have babies, right? I have a toddler and a pre-K-er. So I guess they're just kid knits now. Oh, okay. 3 years to build a barn. So I was shooting for 16 to 22 squares. I'm on track with that. I have 12 completed squares so far. 2 sweaters for me. That's been done for a while. I knit myself 3 sweaters already this year, so that's crazy. I gotta pull them out. What did I wear? Did I wear a hand knit? No, I didn't. I looked at Miranda and then I didn't wear it. It's not quite that cold. Although I was freezing wearing this today, so it's time for some woolies at this office. Oh, they keep it so cold. Sweaters for the boys. So you know they're on the needles. They're going. I hope to have them done within the next 2 weeks. By the time of Rhinebeck, which I will. I mean, Ro has, I need the color work on this, but because it's worsted weight, it's probably comparable number of stitches on the needle to Tristan's size, which is sport weight. So, I don't know. They're flying along. Tristan should be done by the end of the weekend, and Rose is going. And I don't know if you saw me measuring, but yes, confirmed it is 28 inches on the revised version. So, end with less stash in 2014. So less stash, less projects. I went to WEBs, and I haven't really finished a lot of projects this month. So I am back to my, let me just look, I took a note, to, I think where I was at the beginning of July. Yeah, I am currently up 6 miles from where I was in January. But I was rationalizing this. So 6 miles is about 10K. And every summer for Stash Dash, we did 5K. So I have 4 months till the end of the year to knit 6K to get to 0. Or net nothing, net neutral, no stash accumulation. So I'm working on it. I did add a couple of items to my D-Stash page on Ravelry, some fiber nymph. So if you're looking for a gradient, I've got a couple that I don't think I'm gonna use. So ping me if you're interested. And then in terms of projects, so I thought I had 29 active and hibernating projects on the needles at the start of the year, and I thought it was a crazy goal to set 15 as my end goal for the end of 2015. Oh, that's kind of, it lines up there. I'm currently at 16, so that is so totally doable. I did frog 2 sweaters this month, so that's a big weight off my back. I was looking at my hibernating again yesterday when I was doing the show notes, and it occurred to me that, there are 2 more I could just very easily frog / rip out, and well, that's the same thing, and and go along my merry way. So yeah, it's exciting to me. And then what else? I think that's all I have for this week. That's my update. It truly is all Anders all the time around here, and I'm sorry. Sometimes you just can't control it, and you got to go with what you're motivated to work on. And so that's what I'm doing right now. And what I want to work on is stockinette or color work in the round. So that's what I'm doing. I could see, well, there was another color work. I cued something color work. Oh, it was the fox mittens. Those look really cute too. So thank you for recommending them. I'm sorry, I can't remember, but someone recommended them to me. And that bugs me. Anyways, okay. I'm gonna let you go and enjoy your Friday night or Saturday night, probably, because it might take me a little bit to get this processed and posted. But until we talk again, I'll see you in about 10 days or so. Enjoy what's going on in your knitting. Bye.
We're just out here for a walk. You can hear my ice and my coffee rattling. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get a chance to sit outside today. Plus, it's in the low 40s Fahrenheit. So, I'm too cold. Aren't those trees beautiful? Look at that. Welcome to fall in New Hampshire.